Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are cruising forward on speed 4, working on getting our economy going, because we really need an economy at this point. If we're going to do anything, we need to be an economic powerhouse. So that is, of course, what we are working on. Now, we still have a malice here, don't we? Actually, yes, we do, I believe. No, actually. What am I talking about? The malice here has indeed gone away, so we can build our pastoral lands here anytime we want. This guy is going to pay us 10 gold, and we'll accept that. I'm very happy to receive 10 gold. Absolutely. So we need 150 gold to get our pastoral lands going. Of course, our pastoral lands are kind of a double dip. We are able to... Detailed ledgers? Should we just go straight for avaricious? I feel like we should right now. I think that's the best way to do this. We're going to take detailed ledgers right now because we do have a fair number of city holdings. But like this guy right here. He's one of them. So that is, I think, going to be pretty helpful. That brings us up to 7.4 per month. I would like, by the end of this episode, to have that be up over 12. We'll see how possible that is. It may not be, but we'll see. But as I was saying, we're essentially double dipping on this cash because this gives us both taxes and levies, which is very convenient for us. So we're going to put in these pastoral lands just as quick as we can. We're not aiming to do a lot of early expansion in this particular series. We are instead looking to build up our existing holdings and then, of course, take over from there. So that is the overall goal for right now. And we have most of our castle holdings at this point finished up. We are going to need, it looks like, a grand total of 450 gold to get all of these built up. And that's okay. That is completely fine. Pastures have been constructed. That's great, bringing us up to 7.7 gold per month. We also may want to think about boosting our crown authority. 35 or 25 gold. We could gain 15 straight up. However, holding taxes in... Where is this? Dakina Dessa. That is our capital, where we're making the majority of our cash. So the Great Sculptor's Workshop investment, we have a 75% chance of getting plus 20% holding taxes. A Jeweler's Workshop, we have a guaranteed chance of getting 10% holding taxes. We're going to give this a go. Yes, great investment. Fantastic. So that boosts us up for a while. We're now making 2.1 gold per month out of our capital. I'm very happy to see that. So, we are, of course, going to continue to invest up over here. Now, we will have access pretty soon to the extort subjects decision, and I'll try it out. I'm not sure how heavily we're going to lean on it at this juncture. Maybe fairly, even if the penalties are relatively bad. We may lean on it pretty heavily. Now, we should look at our heir. This guy is our heir. He is 28. He has intricate web weaver, which is not ideal. He was of age by the time we took over. We could, however, make sure that this guy is getting a stewardship education, and that's what we're going to do. And we can also educate this child. We don't have a university, obviously, but we can have someone educate him. And who would we want to educate him? Actually, our sister-in-law would be a good target for that. Okay. Fantastic. So we'll get that underway. I clicked out of that mismanaged development, and I did not intend to. I'm now regretting my life choices. I wanted to look at that, but alas, we can't do that now. So we're going to be able to build our next pastoral lands pretty quickly. Again, we're on speed 4 to make sure that this is proceeding a little bit more quickly, but speed 5 I think is too quick. New coinage. 57% chance of 55 gold. I think we could take the prestige. We could take the prestige. That would get us very close to being able to declare on this guy. Very, very close. I think we're going to go for the long-term play of development growth, though, for 5 years. Okay. That's fine. We have, of course, brought up our development here to 13, so that is great. Of course, this location is hills, so that is unfortunate, but the reason we chose to develop at this location for right now is because of the number of counties that border it, of course. So that is... It's not perfect. Eventually, we're going to want to move our capital to here, for sure. There's going to be these 2 locations here, and then there's all of this farmland that we definitely want to develop up to be a solid economic county. So that will be absolutely great. We do, of course, need to invest a little bit more in some locations over here. We need about 300 more gold before we can max out our pastoral lands. And that will be fantastic. We're up to 8.2 gold per month at this point. And again, our goal by the end of this episode is hopefully to hit 12. That'd be amazing. I feel like that's slightly out of reach, but not terribly out of reach. And we are going to probably grab It Is My Domain next, is my guess. Now, this guy's education is Conscientious Scribe, which is not helpful. But, I mean, we couldn't control that. It is what it is. So... here we are. Encouraged improvements. 10% development growth for 75 prestige. I'll allow it. I'm not really in a rush to begin expansion. Now, getting our hands on this county early on would be really, really good. Don't get me wrong. We're going to grab It Is My Domain, and that unlocks a decision to extort subjects. Okay. It'll be unavailable for 5 years. Let's give this a go. The very purpose of my vassals is to support my efforts. While they already pay taxes for the privilege, I cannot help but think of how much more I would earn if they all just chipped in just a little more. Great wealth for me. At barely any cost to them. Okay, so extorted vassals is minus 10 direct vassal opinion for 5 years. I feel like that's manageable. This one is an act of tyranny. Interesting. But that's 10 opinion in tyranny versus 10 opinion for 5 years. So why would you ever choose this one? This also gives you 20 dread, which is a good thing. Dread is not bad. Vassals are discouraged from joining factions, they're discouraged from scheming, it increases acceptance, increases offer vassalization acceptance, makes electors more likely to vote for you, and makes vassals unlikely to oppose law changes. I mean, yeah. It's more dread, that's good. Tyranny ticks down over time. And I want to look at the rate that ticks down. This one will take 5 years, but does not tick down. So... we'll take a lot, and then let's look at our tyranny rating here. Minus a quarter per month. So it will actually go away faster as well. That means that it'll go away by 3 per year. So it'll be gone in about 4 years, and it'll tick down over time, so it'll be less and less impactful over the course of that 4 years. And it's not even 4 years, it's 4 years and a quarter. Or 3 years and a quarter, rather. So... 3 years and a third, technically. So why would you ever pick that first option? Okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm not going to question it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to construct pastoral lands, and we are going to be able to construct additional pastoral lands over here very quickly. That's a really, really nice cash boon. I'm very happy about that. Now, we can only do that every 5 years, but that's fine. Our tyranny will be gone by the time that's up. That's completely okay. We are down to 7.9 monthly income. Of course, our vassal taxes are going to go down a little bit when we lose opinion like that, but we don't care, ultimately, too badly about our vassal taxes. Our vassal taxes are giving us 2 gold per month. We can replace that in our personal holdings very, very easily. Now, is this guy endorsing us? Yes, he is. He is taxing us 0 out of a possible 1.8. I think because his opinion of us is low, I'm going to sway him, and we're going to see if that increases his tax payments. Let's give that a go. So we are building in all of these locations, of course, that we can. These castles are now, at this point, quote-unquote, complete for this phase. So we will start constructing in our cities and temples for right now. We want to get these maxed out. Prayer halls aren't necessarily the best thing that I want to have here. Like, ultimately, pastoral lands would be slightly better. I mean, we've already got our forts and fields. Prayer halls eventually give 1.3 gold per month. Compare that to hunting grounds, 1.3, and pastoral lands, 1.3. But this gives 2 development growth, and the hunting grounds gives the same 2 development growth, whereas this gives control growth. Okay, so I think we're going to want to eventually replace this prayer hall. Right now is probably not the best time to do that. We definitely want to get guilds and trade ports built in our cities. Hunting grounds are not going to be fantastic for us there. So we'll just let our gold tick in another time or two, and we'll get some guilds and trade ports going. I think that's our current highest priority, and then we'll switch over these prayer halls when possible. Yeah, this guy's still got his buildings disabled. And I wonder if that's because of his opinion. It might be. We'll keep working on swaying him and see how that goes. Okay, let's get our guilds built over here. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now, we're also kind of ignoring vassal-held lands right now, just because they're not super efficient. Although I am noticing that this guy is constructing prayer halls. Okay, I like it. I like that quite a lot. So yeah, we're just going to continue working on getting our monthly income up. And our church holdings income has come up to 0.2, actually. So that's great. Pastures have been constructed. We're up to 9.2 right now. I think that's going to go up to 9.4 with our next payment. No, it did not. Okay, so that might instantly calculate. That's okay. That is completely okay. So what are we building here right now? That was a hunter's lodge going into a city holding. I don't really like that, but we don't really have other options. We'll put the forestry in here. I'm not a huge fan of it, but we'll put it in. It's not coastal, so we can't put in our trade port, unfortunately. I wish that we could. So this city here, this one is going to need hill farms and pastoral lands and hunting. Actually, not... Do we want to give up pastoral lands or hunting grounds? Ooh, 35 gold from the peasantry? I don't want to lose the control, but I'll take the 35 gold for sure. Now, pastoral lands versus hunting grounds, there is a cost differential, but I don't really care too much about that. So looking at this purely as economy, 1.3 per month, development growth of 2%, men-at-arms maintenance of minus 1%. Okay. So it looks like we're slightly better off to build the hunting grounds. We do get a stewardship lifestyle, And we're going to take golden aplomb, I guess. I'm not super happy about it, but it'll be okay. Our stress is probably not going to go up too high, in all honesty. So let's go ahead and construct our hill farms here. That is absolutely the best thing to construct in this location. And we're definitely starting to get this ball rolling. And that's wonderful to see. So this city holding over here, it will definitely be farms and fields. This one here, similarly, it'll be farms and fields. That's not coastal. This one will get farms and fields. It will get guilds and trade port. For sure. Oh, okay. Theravada's fervor has increased by 10. Sure. How is our church holdings coming up? 0.4, actually. That's pretty good. So yeah, swaying this guy does indeed seem to be improving our taxes. Yeah, for sure. Excellent. So that's definitely something we're going to be working on. There's no doubt about that. We're up to 9.5 gold per month right now. Just need another 2.5 to hit that goal. And we have a fair amount coming in here. We did just hit 100 gold, so let's take a look at what we could build over here. I do want to get farms and fields building first. Same thing here. I don't think we can build anything until we hit the 150 mark. At least not anything quasi-efficient for this time period. Let's go ahead and get these guilds going as quick as we can. Actually, no, I changed my mind because farms and fields are 0.5 gold per month. So that will definitely be very, very impactful for us. Betrothed can marry, and we'll go ahead and accept that. Oh, it already did. Fantastic. So we're up to 9.6 gold per month right now. And how are we doing on our lifestyle focus? It's not great. Not great at all. How are we doing on our technology? Actually, this is going pretty well. 16 years until barracks, 22 years until mots. That is fantastic. Mustering grounds, that one's a ways away, but that's expected. Gavelkind and Casus Belli. Not too far behind that. In fact, Gavelkind's up to 8%. That's not bad, considering there's nothing focusing it. We're going to be done with Tribal quite soon. Yeah, we started with a pretty good technological base. I'm very happy about that. So we're going to be able to construct another round of farms and fields quite soon. This guy just gained a bunch of opinion of us. Sure, was that our... No, that wasn't this guy. Unfortunate. But we are up to 9.7 gold per month, and that is going quite well. I do want to get our farms and fields built over here just as quick as we can. Okay, somebody is attempting to kill our courtier. I don't really care in any meaningful way. So that is fine. And our cash snowball is definitely already beginning to roll. That's wonderful. We're up to 141 right now. And 151. So we'll build farms and fields over here. This one is currently about half done. This one is almost finished. Now, hill forts give slightly, or hillside fields rather, give slightly less in terms of cash. But we have hit the 10 gold per month mark. That is absolutely fantastic. And we're just going to keep on working on this. We can build one of these every 15 months at this rate. And that rate will just continue to accelerate. How are we doing over here? I mean, we're still at about 1,300 on our prestige right now, so we'll wait for that to naturally work its way up to 1,500 before we attack this guy. I absolutely do want to attack Madurai as soon as we can. I would love to get this under our control. Interesting that they built a city there, but okay. So... collect taxes. We could do cutting cornerstones to cut our costs by 5%. That might not be a terrible idea. Actually. In fact, yeah. I think that we should probably stop going down the avaricious tree for right now and do some architect. So that'll cut our costs a little bit, and that will be very convenient. Farms and fields are still 150. Maybe we had to have a month tick? Or maybe that only applies to our holdings. Ah. That only applies to our holdings. That's a little odd to me, honestly. I don't know about that one, but okay. I can live with that. I can certainly live with that. So we're going to get ourselves another 2 ticks of monthly income here, at which point we will be able to construct our farms and fields. And that'll be 3 years away. A feast? Sure, I'll attend your feast. Okay, this didn't go. Try that again. There we go. Fantastic. So, any more city holdings that we need to build in? I mean, there's this one, but that's a layer removed from us in terms of taxation. This one could get a trade port. The development growth would certainly be nice. This one over here doesn't have farms and fields, though, and that is, I think, going to be our focus for right now. This one cannot build farms and fields, of course, and instead we would have to go for guilds, hunting grounds, and forestry. Now that will save us a little money on the construction side, but it's not going to be as efficient later on. And that's ultimately okay. So there's this one finishing up. Fantastic. Brings us up to 10.3. Of course, we're not getting the full efficiency of these. Wealth aplenty. We could lose 30 stress because we're greedy, and that is indeed exactly what we will do. I don't want to pay this guy money. That's money that we could be investing into getting more money. And why would we not want to do that? Why would we not? Okay, so we just hit 100 gold here. We should definitely get 150 for our farms and fields. There's no doubt about that. Gonna hit 125 gold here pretty soon. We're making 11.2 per month. We're making some solid progress on this. No doubt about that. We have nearly doubled our income in this episode. We started this at like 7. Our goal is 12, which isn't quite a doubling, but even so, that's going to be very doable, it looks like, at this point. So we'll get this farms and fields building in. Excellent. And of course, we haven't even started working on our monasteries really yet. There's some hillside fields here, and it really doesn't matter which one of these we go for. Well, this castle holding here that we don't personally hold, we might end up making that be pure economy. We'll see. Hey, 75 gold for efficient taxation. I like that a lot. That's for sure. So this up here, I'm going to go ahead and begin construction on guilds as soon as we can. Now, we are infirm, which actually put us up above our domain limit. And then this guy is calling us to war as an attacker. I feel like he doesn't need help. Okay. So we are up above our domain limit, and we are currently infirm. Hopefully that goes away, but I don't think it will. This guy only has 5 stewardship skill. We may have to take action on that front. But for right now, I'm not going to hand out the domain limit. Instead, I'm going to take a look at our wives. We've got skill 1. That is not helpful. Skill 14. That's reasonably helpful. Skill 5. And skill 10, stewardship. We will make her our primary spouse. Excellent. And then we will tell her that she needs to manage our domain. Okay, That actually allows us to take this back from this guy. So we would be able to retract this, except that we don't have limited crown authority or better. Or we would need to revoke the title. We don't have limited crown authority or better. Let's just go ahead and bump up to limited crown authority. And then we will revoke the title from this guy. He has a 90% chance of acceptance. And we'll take it back. Excellent. And then, of course, we have died. Perfect timing. Okay, absolutely perfect timing. This is very problematic, in fact, because we need to go for a stewardship, education, wealth focus for sure. We have really, really bad domain holdings. That's the issue here. So we'll put our best chancellor in, which is, in fact, this guy. We'll put in our best steward, which is, in fact, this guy. Our best spy master, which is not this guy. This guy is our best spy master. He doesn't like us very much. We're going to work on swaying him. And yeah, this is going to be problematic. We were really close to the 12 gold. However, all of these are no longer held by us. So there's that. We're going to have to take these back and figure out how to get our domain limit back up. It's going to be problematic for this guy, I think. This is going to be a problematic life. This guy became an indulgent wastrel as well. That's not super helpful. Let's give this guy a stewardship education, and we'll be able to disinherit the other guy if we find somebody for this guy. So that'll be fine. Now, I'm wondering why we can't educate him. He already has a guardian. Okay. So we would want to remove this guy as the guardian, but I don't think we actually can. Yeah, he is at our wife's court. Oh, okay. Our wife actually holds titles up here. Interesting. I didn't realize that. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we'll work on putting these pieces back together. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time.